Hi, and welcome to your 15-minute workout. Today's focus will be hands and feet. You're going to need a few props for today. You're going to need a small rubber band or elastic. This is a hair elastic. A canned good. I'm using one that's 14.5 ounces. You could try a little smaller, try a little larger, and you can play around with that. A small ball, if you have one, or something else that's round that you could use, or small that you can squeeze in your hand. Another object that's a different shape, so not round, something that's a little different to grip onto. I grabbed a yoga block. And if you have free weights, 1 or 2 pound free weights, this is a medicine ball, a 2-pound medicine ball. Not necessary, but if you have small hand weights, I would say no more than 2 pounds. Maybe 3 would be okay as well. You can play around with that. That's optional. So first, start with your small round shape, whether that's a ball, an apple, something round. And you're going to take that into your hand and squeeze it. And then relax and squeeze it again. Keep squeezing. So our first exercise is a grip exercise. And I want to do a comparison with the other hand. So try to do about 10 reps. We're at 7. Here's 8, 9, and 10. Switch hands. Let's see how that hand feels. My left hand's not nearly as good as my right hand. A few more. Good. Now, switching objects. Find your odd or rectangular, mine's rectangular, whatever that's not round, your other shape. Place your hand around it and give it a squeeze and relax. Same idea. Because of the different shape, your hand has to wrap around it and the muscles are used differently with this shape. You could do this, we're just doing this today with 2 different objects. You could do this with 3, 4, or 5 objects. You could definitely do more reps than just 1 set of 10. Or if you feel that there's a large discrepancy between one hand and the other, you could do the weaker hand a few more times. A couple more times. And then switch hands. And see if you get all 5 fingers to wrap around and squeeze that object. All right, next, we're going to all use our can, whichever size you grabbed, as our third object we're going to use today for grip. So squeeze and then relax. All 5 fingers. Two more. 1 more, switch hands. And 10 with this hand. You can also practice your good posture while you're here, drawing your navel in towards your spine, putting your head on top of your shoulders, and sitting on top of your sit bones, just slightly forward of the sit bones when you're in a sitting position. Feet in line with those sit bones as well, about 3 inches apart, and kneecaps aimed forward. And 1 more. Good, now you're going to go without a prop to start. You're going to rest your forearms on your thighs. You can still have a nice long spine if this is possible. Really work on your hip flexion, so lots of creasing in the hip while we're doing our hand and wrist and forearm exercises. So first, palms are hanging towards you, so knuckles are forward. I'm going to make a fist and lift the hand up and bend backwards at the wrist and then relax it back down. Repeat that. We'll do 1 hand at a time. Make a nice strong fist. 3 more. And switch hands. Two more. And now turn the palms to face forward. Starting with the palms open, make a fist and curl that fist. then while you're here, keep drawing your navel in towards your spine. And with all of these, we're doing about 10. And then switch sides. I may do one extra here and there if I'm talking and not counting. I make a nice tight fist and really curl it. 2 more. Same thing with, you have an option. You can either go with something light. You could take your ball or your apple or your orange, whatever you've been squeezing. You could use that. You could use your can. Or you could use a weighted ball. Your choice. So I'm going to use the weighted ball, something a little heavier, but you can't go with something lighter. And first, knuckles forward, squeeze your weight, and lift it up, bending backwards at the wrist. Last one. Switch hands. And always doing a little comparison on how one wrist bends compared to the other. Where do you feel this? And notice if you feel like one's better at a certain movement than another. Switch hands again. Palms facing forward. And going for full range of motion. A nice deep squeeze on that ball. Or can, whichever prop you're using. Couple more. And then switch hands. Two more. Last one. Set that prop down. Find your elastic. You're going to slip it over your fingers. Your fingers will be straight, so all 5 fingers are together. And around your first knuckle, you're going to stretch it out with the fingers straight, and then let the fingers come back together, and then repeat that. See if they can all stretch this, not just a couple of them doing all the work. One more, and switch hands. So over the first knuckle and stretch. Couple more. And last one. Set the rubber band down. Bring your right hand forward, saying stop, and pull it back on your fingers gently for a stretch for about 10 seconds. And then release it, let the fingers fall forward, and gently pull back on your fingers. And your elbow is straight the entire time. Release that. Turn the palm to face forward and the fingers pointing down. Gently pull back on your fingers. Release that and switch hands. So palm facing forward, fingers aimed up, elbow is straight. Gently pull back on your fingers. And you can still work on your good posture with your navel drawing in. Weight on your sit bones and slightly on the front of the sit bones. Back of the neck long. Let the hand relax forward. Gently pull back on the fingers. And once again, check for any discrepancies between one hand and the other. And see if you can make connections between that and how you use your hands throughout your daily life. And palm is facing forward, fingers are down, elbow is straight, and gently pull back on the fingers. So as you move throughout your day, see if you notice what things you do with one hand versus the other hand, and can you switch that in a safe manner. So don't chop vegetables with your weaker hand. But when you can pick things up or stir things or hold the baby, see if you can use the opposite hand. And bring your palms together, clasp your fingers, and roll your hands around. And then reverse it. right, so that's our hands. Onto our feet. We're going to start with a little massage for the toes and the foot. So you're going to take one leg, cross it over the other. Take your big toe and gently move in a circle. I do about 10 circles. We're sticking with 10 as our number for today. And then reverse the circle. It's just a gentle circle, massaging that joint. And then go on to your next toe, about 10 circles. The toes staying straight, I'm just kind of stirring it in a circle. And then reverse. And the next one. Finish up the last couple toes. And then take your fingers. You're gonna imagine imagine you're holding onto a pencil and you're rolling that pencil forward and backwards. And then instead of a pencil, it's actually going to be your foot. So find that first bone that connects your big toe up into your ankle. And you're gonna roll the thumbs on the underside of my foot, my fingers on the top. And I'm gently rolling that bone forward and backwards in between my fingers. And then move on to the next one. And then go on to your third toe. And the fourth one. And then your fifth one. And then take your fingers around the ball of your foot and spread out those toes and wiggle them. And switch feet. 10 little circles, so stirring the toe. And then reverse the circle. And the next one. And also, if you have toes that like to curl, see if you can spread them out, stretch them out a little bit as you're doing the circle. So once again, straight toes as you do this, if you can, as straight as you can get them. And then placing your fingers on the top, your thumbs on the bottom, roll back and forth. Roll the bone in between your fingers and your thumbs. And then move on to the next one. And the third one. And the fourth. And the last one. And then spread out the ball of the foot. Hold on to your big toe and your little toe, your pinky toe, and wiggle. And let the whole foot wiggle. And then you can take either your can, or if you have a ball, you could use a ball. The can's going to feel gentler than the ball, so your choice on how deep of a massage you want. And you can do the sitting or standing. Standing is going to be deeper and a deeper massage than sitting. So your choice. You're going to sit and roll out the bottom of your foot. Like I said, you could use the ball, which is going to kind of get in between those muscle fibers a little bit more. Or you could use your can and roll back and forth. Your choice. If you find spots that maybe you need to stay there a little bit longer, go ahead. Something that's closer to the toes, back by the heel, maybe on the inside of the foot, on the outside. And then switch feet. And once again, like we did with our hands, do a comparison of one foot to the other. How does one foot feel compared to the other? And then take your can and place your toes over it and the ball of your foot. So the heel is down, the ball of the foot and the toes are hanging over. You're going to curl your toes like you have claws or talons, and then spread out your toes. And curl your toes and spread them out. The heel is going to stay on the floor the whole time, having a little bit of gentle pressure down into your can. So a little push down as you curl and keep that push down as you spread out the toes. And like everything else, we're doing about 10. Last one, switch sides. heel stays down, ball of the foot is on the can, the toes hang over, curl the toes like they're claws or talons hanging onto a branch. And then spread them out. In my Pilates training, we called them monkey toes. So imagine little monkey toes holding onto a branch. And also see if they can curl and then spread. It may even help to use your hand. We use our hands a lot more. We think about our hands more than our feet. So it might help to use the hand to help connect your brain to your toes and your foot. Last one. Go ahead, set your can aside. Have the feet flat on the floor. Weight on your big toe joint, your pinky toe, the center of your heel, the sit bones width apart. And you're going to see if you can use your hands on this one too. Keep the toes down and just pick up your big toes and lower the big toes. And it's the big toe, it's not the big toe joint. So watch that the big toe joint isn't coming off the floor. You're keeping your weight here, keeping that tripod or triangular foot. So big toe, little toe, and center of the heel. And like I said before, you can use your fingers to gently press down into the other 4 toes and see if you can pick up just the big toes. And with practice, you can push these 4 toes down and let those big toes rise up. So it might even be more about the pushing of the 4 toes down than the lifting of the big toe initially. And also, once again, notice, oh, look at me, woo, at the discrepancy between one big toe and the other. And now you're going to switch. You're going to keep the big toe down and see if you can lift the other 4 toes away from the floor. Once again, keeping the big toe joint heavy and the little pinky joint heavy. And you can also use your fingers to help you out. And as I said before with the other exercise, is you may have to think more about pushing the big toe down than lifting the 4 toes. So we need this one to push into the floor. Good. And our next exercise is going to be the alphabet. So reaching both feet forward, you can relax back in your chair. And you can do whichever alphabet you like. You can do cursive. You can do whatever you want. Lowercase, uppercase, your choice. Whichever version you do is going to get your feet moving. So we're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And you are all done. Thank you so much.